Hello YouTube. This is an apology video. Uh, you're gonna have to forgive me. I'm gonna be painting a little bit of this guy while I apologize. So a couple of weeks back, I did a video, and it was the Geigor off. I threw a challenge down to Sam, and a bunch of people picked up on it, which is really good. And a bunch of people have been making the models, which is also really cool. And you know, you won't be surprised to know that you haven't seen anything from me. And I figured I should do a quick video just to let you know why and apologize. So this is my apology video and just a kind of update on what's crack-a-lacking. So why haven't I done anything? Well, shortly after that video, well, I said shortly after, before that video, I found out that I'd been accepted and invited to the SN Battle Reports No Retreat Gibraltar Horus Heresy event, which is the first one they're doing. And so I was super stoked, which is, you know, amazing. I was so happy for it. And it's on March the 12th, that weekend. And I've, you know, when I was entered, I wanted to enter my Word Bearers army, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Anyway, long story short, I'm going away on Saturday, this Saturday, which is going to be the 27th or whatever of February. And I'm going to San Francisco for 10 days to GDC, Game Dev Conference. And I was like, hang on a minute. I get back on the 8th and I fly on the 10th to Gibraltar. Shit, I haven't finished painting my army. So I have been, since then, pretty much solidly painting my Word Bearers to try and get them done. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I set myself a challenge that I wanted to build this Word Bearer army, and I wanted to paint it to as high standard as I could for a tabletop. And I was going to use it this year in a bunch of events and a bunch of tournaments. So this was going to be the first one I get to go to, and you know, I wanted to make it worthy, I guess. And so all of a sudden I was like, uh-oh, I haven't finished it, and I'm going to run out of time. So I've just been focused wholly on that. And then I got sick about a week ago, and I've been pretty sick at home ever since. You can probably hear me now sniffing away. I apologise for that. In fact, I don't apologise. I'm sick. Screw it. If it pisses you off, suck it. I'm sick. And anyway, so in a way I was lucky because I've been home and I haven't gone into the office to do any work in the office. At least I have been doing work, just not in the office, because I didn't want to get anybody else ill, because we're all off to GDC. And in between bits and bobs of work, I've been able to do a bit of work on my army. So luckily I'm nearly done. I'm working, this is a chaplain on a jet bike. You can see it's quite glossy at the minute because it's got my gloss layers on, just putting the transfers in. I got a bit of detail to do, and then washes and the weathering. So I got him. He's with a bunch of jet bikes with melters. It's all up here. I'll show you. I'll do a video of it. You can check it out properly. But and then I've got, when I get back, I need to finish off. I've got to do like highlights and weathering on like 5 Galvorback and base them, and a couple of little bits. And this guy, Herald of Zinch, because I am running a Zardu list. So anyway, let me pause on that for a minute. Geigor off is happening. I'm going to struggle to get anything done before March because I'm just not here, but I am going to do it. The other thing that actually kind of why I haven't held off, or rather I've held off yet, is I haven't got the book yet. I have ordered it. I actually phoned Forge World today to see where it was, and mine has not arrived because I also ordered a Custodes Dreadnought, and apparently he said to me that they cannot make them quick enough at the moment, which is always good. It's nice to hear that they're doing well. And it's on back order, so that's what's held up my order coming out. So if I'd not ordered that, I may well have had my my book by now. But considering I'm going away, it's no big deal. So I said to them, I will wait and I'll get my Custodes stuff because I've ordered a bunch of Custodes things to go in, or Custos, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. I've ordered a bunch of stuff that's going to go in my army as I put it together. But to sort of, come back to Geigor, I really want to do a good job of it, and so I need to be dedicated, and at the moment I'm so focused on this word bearers thing that there's just no way I can be dedicated to it. But also I want the book because I want to be able to have a good read. I want to catch up on the fluff in there and see what's new, but also I want to really have a good read of the rule set for the wolves. And I know that you can get online and there's a bunch of images and photographs from the thing, which is all good. But I don't want to do that. I like smelling the new pages, and I want to do it that way. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get it, and then gonna work out my army list for our next campaign that we're working on with me and my friends, and I'm gonna do some videos because it's something we maybe want you guys to get involved in, which could be fun. And I want to design the character who's going to fit into my army, and he might just be, he just might be a squad leader, just a really cool one. But anyway, I want to do that, and then once I've done that, I'll feel like I can go and build my Geigor off. And I've got a bunch of ideas at the moment, but I really want that book so that I can build the character and build him to be useful. So that's part 2 of why I haven't done it. So for everyone that's done it, thanks. It's cool. I love that you've taken part. I'm sure I haven't even seen Sam do it yet. I know he's been on holiday too, so I'm sure between the two of us we'll get our shit together and we'll get on it soon, and then we'll start to kind of re-hit it with the hashtag. But to everyone that has done it so far, Idic Beer, I saw you've done a great one. There's another guy who I'm really sorry I can't remember what your name is now, but yours was awesome as well. I loved it, and I'll be tweeting them out. So there's that. All right, well, I've got a few more minutes, and whilst I've got you, I'll talk about my Wood Bearers army list. So I've been building this list. There's a couple of things I wanted to build around. First of all was Zardu Layak, and I was going to do Zardu and the Blade Slaves, which I've run and tried out in small games, and they're interesting. But I love his model, and I love what he can do. I love the whole kind of concept of him summoning stuff, and I started to build this idea of a list around a theme that this was a sort of infestation force. Like they would go into worlds. They would kind of Lorgar sent them ahead in their kind of crusade of the 500 worlds of Ultramar, and these guys would hit hard on a world. They would go in. They would corrupt the population. They would summon demons, build effigies, and it was a real terror force. So the idea was they were pretty fast. They used as much of the demon characters in the word bearers as possible. I wanted them to be kind of something that terrifies the population. Not a huge amount of heavy support. Certainly traditional heavies like big tanks and stuff like that. So I wanted them to be like that, and I love the models. I'm a big fan of the models. So sometimes I end up falling into a trap of I end up playing Highlander style lists, whereas you kind of have one of everything, just because I like the models. So this was a little bit of that, but I've tweaked it, and the first time I'm going to play this is going to be game 1 at No Retreat, and I know that some of these guys are going to be hard. They're going to be tough players. Some of them coming over from 40k competitive, so it's going to be really tough, but it'll be fun. So I'll talk you through my list, and if any of you play word bearers or whatever, it'd be cool to see what you think. So we start out, we've got Zardu, head of the list. Now he comes with the warlord trait that makes your Ashen Circle troops. So I've got a unit of 5 Ashen Circle straight off the bat. Now I've had mixed results with these guys. Against salamanders, they're rubbish because strength. The Flamers are AP2. The Hammer of Wrath attacks are reduced strength. You know, they're not particularly great. But, you know, some games I've had them work really well. Some games they've been dog shit. But I've got 5 of them and I love the model, so they're in. Then my other compulsory HQ choice is a Chaplain on a jet bike. This guy. And that'll become apparent in a bit. He has, I think I've got Artificer armor. No, I haven't got Artificer armor because he gets tip save anyway. He's got the Burning Glaw, I think it's called, which basically makes him a Psyker. And I'm going to take the Telepathy and hopefully roll Invisibility. That's the hope. So we'll see. All right, next up in Elites, I've got 7 Gal Vorbak. And I'm putting them in a Spartan, and depending on how things go, I might run Zardu in with them. Some games I might run them with something else, but they're in a Spartan. Yeah, anyway, it's going to be cool. Then I've got 2 vets, 6-man vet squads, Nuncio Vox, plasmas in each, 2 power weapons in each. Artificer armor, I think, on both of the sergeants. Maybe not, I can't remember 100%. One of them's got a rhino, and I'm running them with the sniper, so they get outflank. And yo, we're back. Sorry, my mate Nick just called, and I had to call him back. So anyway, where was I? Vets. So we've got vets. Some 1 unit are in a rhino, and the idea with them is potentially outflank later on. They've got Nuncio Voxes for other, for reasons, because we might deep strike the jet bikes in. Ashen Circle, maybe deep strike them. I've got a 10-man assault squad as well. I wanted this army's theme to be fast. It was all about them being this fast force, so I wanted them to be super quick, get across the table, move around the board. But they can deep strike in. So and Gal Vorbak can also deep strike, and because the Spartan isn't a dedicated transport, I can choose before the game whether I want to put them in or not. So it could be I might deep strike them in later on, but I've got the Nuncio Vox for that, and then just run a Spartan. I put a vet in it or whatever. It gives me that flexibility. Okay, so I've got them. And then I have a Maharagal. I think it's a great model. I love it. I just finished painting it. Well, I've nearly finished painting it. I've got to get in and do all the script work, but I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, he's a badass. And if you've ever played this guy in a game, I mean, they can do all kinds of stuff. I mean, he blew up my Leviathan in 1 turn in a game we played the other week over in Sweden, and then my Leviathan blew up and blew him up, and then he blew up, and then loads of people died. It was pretty epic. So yeah, he can be gross. And again, it kind of fits my theme of having all these like demon possessed kind of stuff going on. With Zardu, I'm going to be running, just to run back, I'm going to run a bunch of summoning stuff. So I'm going to take all my powers from the Malefic. I'm going to take, because you can pick your powers with Zardu. So I'll get the Primaris, which gives me the, I can bring in Bloodletters, or I've got some Nurgle. I'm then going to take the one which allows me to bring in a Herald, which I think is Sacrifice. And then I'm going to take Cursed Earth, because Cursed Earth, when you've got demons, is really good, especially if you pack them around Zardu and you kind of move as a blob. You can give them all an extra +1 to their invulnerable save, which is always good. Plus, 4+ invulnerable saves are always going to be good. So they're the powers I'm going to take with them. Alright, so we've got the Marigal, and then into the heavies. I've actually got 2 heavies. No, 3 heavies, which means I can't run the World Bearers Rite of War, but I'm running Pride of the Legion anyway for the comps, because I want the vets to be able to score, which they can anyway. But so I've got a Sky Slayer jet bike squad. I think the Sky Slayers, which is the heavy jet bike squad, where they all come with multi-melters. I've got 4 of them, and I just always liked the idea of it. When I read them, I was like, fast unit, get across the board with multi-melters, and just try and blow shit up. So I don't know if they're going to be any good. Again, they've been a mixed bag for me in games. that I've practiced on. So we'll see. You know, they certainly become a target priority for the other people I've found. So we'll see how that goes. I've then got my Spartan, which I'm going to run my Galvor back in most of the time, I imagine. And then I got a Sikaran with las cannons on the side as well. So that's it. Again, the plan is summon some stuff, get some Nurgle, get Nurgle in there. Maybe I want to maybe bring the Herald of Tzeentch in to get some more psychic dice. So that would be my goal. Try and get that in turn 1. Maybe bring a unit in turn 1. Maybe get Cursed Earth off. I don't know. Try and just bring in some more units to hold some backfield objectives. Maybe. I've got a Herald, a Nurgle Herald that I'd maybe bring in as well. Give him a psychic power with that 30 points. Stick him then in the unit with the Nurgle. Just try and make them a really unkillable unit. Stick him on an objective. And that's it. That's my goal. So anyway, there's my apology. That's why. There's my list. Let me know what you think. I gotta go.